Texas League Baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. We welcome you into our live broadcast of Texas League Baseball. And now, here is the star of the show, John Baker. Thank you, Bob, and a good evening from Midland, Texas, as we get ready for the winner-take-all Texas League Baseball game here in West Texas. Hi, everybody. John Baker, alongside with my good friend and partner from San Antonio, Texas, is Bob. And so far, we welcome you into this broadcast. Between our two finalists here tonight, the visiting Springfield Cardinals and the Midland Rockhounds. Well, winner take all, and after this game, one team will be defeated and eliminated. One team will take the crown and become the Texas League champions of 2025. Don't forget, get your tickets for 2026 when we start up on April 2nd. And so far, it will be pretty good. Cannot wait to see y'all for a brand new season. Well, got to say, as of last night for Game 2 of our best-of-3 set, the Springfield Cardinals winning 7-4, the final score. And so far, Midland tried to come back and take it, but evidently they just didn't have enough momentum to get them to that range. Well, tonight is Game 3, and yes, I got to say, we are hoping that our South Division Rockhounds will take the crown. And so far, we'll see what happens. Our final 9 innings are tonight in this broadcast. And so far, we wish these two teams the best of luck here in this one. Well, we got our teams from San Antonio watching: Corpus Christi, Frisco, Amarillo, Northwest Arkansas, Tulsa, and Wichita coming into our broadcast tonight. And yes, all teams are here for the third time in this series. And, well, I got to say, one game up in Springfield, 2 here in Midland, as our teams are getting ready to go. Well, anyway, going to be a pretty good evening, and yes, we do have partly cloudy skies. Clouds will increase by overnight here in Midland. Temperature at a comfortable 85 degrees. We have a nice breeze blowing out from left center field here tonight, and so far, pretty good as well. Got to say, Bob, it has been a pretty good season, and so far, we are just super excited for tonight's gameplay here in Midland and to see which team will win the crown here tonight. Well, got to say, pretty fun times as we get going, and got to say, we just absolutely love the fans as they come out here at the ballpark tonight. Well, our first pitch time is 7:05 on this evening, and we just cannot wait to get things going. Anyway, we'll be right back with our proud broadcast here in Texas League Baseball. The first pitch coming up right after the break. And we'll be right back here for the top of the first inning for Springfield. And Bob, do you have anything to add or no? Well, I got to say, tonight may the best team win. And yes, we do have fans watching from Springfield, Missouri. They are into the watch party here, and yeah, they're watching this game on Valley Live. And yeah, they're cheering on for their Springfield Cardinals, but tonight we are cheering on for our Midland Rockhounds here in the North Division, or actually South Division, I should say. I do apologize. Excuse my French here. But yeah, anyway, we're just super excited. Yeah, we are all super excited. Well, anyway, as I said before, first pitch coming up, moments from right now. All right, thank you, boys. And got to say, we're proud sponsors of this one tonight. Taco Villa, Texas Burger, and Roses are proud sponsors of Rockhounds Baseball. Well, boys are getting ready to take the field, and we are moments away from that first pitch. And to start us off for the Rockhounds, Jack Weisenberger will get the call as a right-hander, four-seam, a slider, two-seam fastball. And Bob, I got to say, this guy can throw a 98-mile-per-hour four-seamer. What do you say to that? Pretty good on that there, John. Well, here is the leadoff batter, center fielder, Chris Rotondo. Getting ready to go here for Springfield. Last game of 2025. Here's the first pitch, and away we go. High fly in the air. Trinkle runs it down. Out number one, and boy, a few more inches from him. It could have been a two-bag base hit right there. And so far, that will be caught by the left fielder, Trinkle. Darlene Molkete coming in now for Springfield. This is a make or break here in the series. We're tied at 1-1 between the Cardinals and Rockhounds here tonight. 1 ball and no strikes. We got a good crowd tonight. Look at those fans out in the seats. By golly, fans around the whole Texas League nearly. From Wichita to San Antonio to Corpus Christi to Frisco. And from Frisco to Arkansas. And even Northwest Arkansas, they are all here. 1 ball, 1 strike to Molkete. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a high fly pop-up right there. Right fielder Nankill will make the play, and there's 2 down. Rockhounds in their normal home white uniforms. Springfield in their road reds here tonight. Road red and grays. Pretty good for the road uniform. Here is Chase Davis as he comes in. We'll foul that one off. The count now 0-1. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the first. No balls, 1 strike to Davis as he steps in. And he'll power that one in for a strike. The count now 0-2. Could be an easy 1-2-3 first half inning here tonight. And here is the 0-2. That's going to be a ground hopper right there. Angeles will get it. Fires off to first. Curtis will get him. And that will be out number 3. So a goose egg. No runs, hits, or errors for Springfield. We now head to the bottom of the first. Rockhounds coming to bat with Angeles, Halter, and Nankill getting ready to go. We'll be right back for the Rockhounds bottom of the first. It is no score through the half inning. Now set to go for the bottom of the first inning for Midland right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. We're starting off with a right-hander, Curtis Taylor, as he'll get the ball for Springfield. He's got a 96 four-seam slider, changeup, two-seam fastball. And so far, he is about ready to go here for the Springfield Cardinals here this evening. Got to say our proud sponsor, Taco Villa, tonight. And here he is, the Taco Villa shortstop is Arabelle Angeles. He'll lead it off. Bottom of the first inning for the Rockhounds here this evening. Here's the windup and the pitch, and that's outside. 1 ball, no strikes, as that will miss outside the zone. Got a perfectly good evening. We've got partly cloudy skies, 85 degrees. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's a pitch. That's outside. Change up. The count now 2-0. Got West Creek Trail Rides watching our broadcast too while we're here in Midland. And that's outside for a ball. The count now 3-0. On deck is Colby Halter as he'll come in. Golly, got to say, you cannot give up a 4-pitch walk in this situation. But by golly, if you do, and if he hits a base hit, he'll be around to score. Here's a 3-0. And that's inside for a strike. The count now 3-1. Nothing worse than a 4-pitch walk, and they'll get the first walk on base. But tell you one thing, it's always good to get a hold up right there and then. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That one was pretty much outside, and the count loaded full. Here's the 3-2 delivery. That one fouled and away, and still holding full. Got to say, this is our last game of 2025 here in the Championship Series, Game 3. That one is hit high in the air up to right center. The center fielder will run it down and make the play for out number 1.
Batting second, the second baseman, Colby.
The second baseman is Colby Halter as he comes in. Midland only has 26 outs to work with. That's pretty good for baseball. Pretty much Springfield has 26 outs. That's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit up to center. And a good start for Midland as now they get their first hit. Got to say, love how the Rockhounds coming in and get something going here in this ball game. They got to get back a win or they'll die tonight trying. Nate Nankiel coming in. He's the right-hand fielder. That's in the right-hand batter's box, would say. That's true as well. Rockhounds have won a 4-peat in 2014 and 2017. Winning 4 Texas League titles. Tonight could be their 5th Texas League title in 6 years. That is right there. The count now 2-1. Hopefully, Midland can scratch in a couple of runs and hopefully try to hold the Cardinals down. That's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit getting down. And so far, now first and second, 1 away. Nankiel gets on base.
The first baseman, Nick.
And so far with Nate Nankiel up in Amarillo, I would say 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. He's had a pretty terrific ball game there in Amarillo. Here is the first baseman, Nick Kurtzis. He'll come in. We'll take a ball outside. The count now 1-0. Well, I tell you one thing. We got maybe 5 baseball clubs going tonight.
2 balls, no.
We got Springfield and Midland and just others in not our Texas League that are going, but they're definitely going. That's line drive, base. Well, should I say could have been a base hit, but grounds into a double play to get out of the half inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on for Midland. And we head now to the second inning. No score through 1. So back here as Trey Page, Jobber, and Yeager will lead it off for the top of the second for Springfield when we come back. About set to go for the second inning for Springfield, right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Next batter up to lead it off here for Springfield, Trey Page coming up. 4, 5, and 6 due up against Jack Weisenberger. We'll take that one in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. There's the 0-1 delivery, and that one is fouled off. Boy, that had almost a home run distance right there. But evidently pretty good right there. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a liner straight away, and that's going to get enough room. It is gone. The home run by Trey Page. Boy, 3 balls, and he got all of it on the third try. Bet fans in Springfield are just jumping up and down for joy like a little kid in a candy store. Now, what's so funny there, Bob? Kid in a candy store? I remember that. Yeah. Braden Jobbert coming in. Springfield up ahead early, 1-0 in the score. And we'll take a strike inside. The count now at 0-1. Got a good home crowd here tonight for the Rockhounds and for all of our Texas League teams that have been eliminated watching our final 2. Here's the 0-1. And that's an inside strike. The count now 0-2. Regular season begins on April 2nd, 2026. Well, we will be back in San Antonio taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks during that first week. After we get back from the North Division from Tulsa. Good old Oklahoma. Just absolutely love the great state of Oklahoma. It's popular for its movie popularity, like Twister and Twisters. That one is got high in the air up to center field. Bolt will get it. Making the play is out number 1.
Batting 6, the designated hitter, R.J.
Boy, remember that there used to be a guy by the name of Sky Bolt. Well, his name was Skyler, but they called him Good Old Sky. He's a former Rockhound, drafted somewhere long time ago.
That's a ball.
And like a former Rockhound like Dusty Coleman and a lot of other good Rockhounds that we used to know. That one is high fly in the air. Bull gets down, makes a tumbling catch right there, and that's out number 2. Golly mighty. How do you like that? He just went right on his back and makes a diving catch, and whoa, that is just, oh my goodness, can't even say the words, but my heart was racing. That could have been a potential base hit on top of that. Well, here's Leonardo Bernal as he comes in. Takes a strike inside. The count now 0-1. 2 outs, nobody on. Springfield leading 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Here's the 0-1. And the slider is in for a strike. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled and away. The count now 0-2. Still hanging on. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That one is high fly in the air. And that is not playable. And it'll go foul. So, yes. Also got to alert our fans that if any foul ball comes your way, be on the lookout. Here is the 0-2. That one's right there. That's a fair ball, and it looks like it. And so far, it'll get right there. And here he comes, not in time, and that's a 2-out double by Leonardo Bernal.
The second baseman, Ramon Mendoza.
The second baseman is Ramon Mendoza as he'll come in. Boy, Springfield trying to get in this game early and so far trying to take the crown here tonight. Well, it'd be anybody's ball game. We will see. Between these two finalists, between the Cardinals and Midland Rockhounds. No balls, 1 strike to Mendoza. So far, sudden death match here tonight. And that is foul. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch right there. And they got him out at third. Tag played right there, and that's the inning. So, no runs. 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. There is second. 2.5, Springfield leading it 1-0. So we're back here with Caden Trinkle, Schwartz, and Bolt. Laying it off for bottom of the 2 here for Midland. So we will be right back in our Wednesday night broadcast here in Midland as we get set to go for inning number 2 for the Rockhounds. All right, about set to go for the bottom half of the second inning for Midland. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, Caden Trinkle, the next man up, 5'6", due up against the starting pitcher for Springfield, Curtis Taylor. Coming on in, and that's going to be lofted high in the air up to left center field. Moving under it, the center fielder making the play for out number 1.
Batting 6, the designated hitter, Nick.
Well, the designated hitter is Nick Schwartz. You are no match for the power of the Schwartz. Are you recruiting that scene from Spaceballs? Yeah. I am your sister's brother's former cousin's roommate. Oh, yeah, I remember that. That guy was a imposter like Darth Vader. Yeah. Well, he was pretending to be Vader. Here is the 0-2.
That's out.
And that is outside. The count now 1-2. You know, the lightsabers in that movie were kind of weird. Dark helmet. Oh my goodness, look at that one. That one's going to get out of here, and yes, it will. It is gone. And we are tied. My golly, what a home run that is. That'll make a manager happy. So pretty cool on that one. We get in there and get something going. But this game is far from over. Only a bunch more innings to do here tonight. Here is center fielder Henry Bolt. Oh, you were going to say something about the lightsabers of that movie, and your reaction would be, why was Dark Helmet's lightsaber color yellow, and why was Lone Star's green? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. Well, I guess that's just how the movie was made way back then. I like it what you said. You do sound like Dark Helmet a little bit. Yeah, kinda. I am your brother's former cousin's roommate. Yeah, you kinda sound like him. Now, rehearse a little bit. Here's the pitch. That's right there. Back up the middle, line drive, base hit the center. And boy, pretty good on that. I still got a pretty good chance to come back in this one. Well, here is the 8-hole batter, Drew Swift. Runner at first, one away. Down and in is one ball and no strikes. Well, I just tell you, we do have a perfectly good evening and stuff. Are you on vacation next week? Well, yes, I am. How did you know? Because I've probably been hearing you say, I'm just so happy that it's almost a vacation time. Yippee, yippee, yippee. Huh. Well, yeah, I mean, I start my vacation next Friday from now. And is there anything exciting going on in West Creek? Well, in San Antonio, we're having this thing called Pumpkin Patch. Which last year I made $1,200 in giving the kids the pony rides, and I really enjoyed that. That was fun. Oh, wow, so $1,200 in the month of October last year. Yeah, for sure. Well, they get them both, and that will end the inning, but Nick Schwartz has the power of the Schwartz. He blasted one out of here deep to left field, and they'll tie up the ball game, and it's 1-1. So we head to the third inning for Springfield. Jeremy Rivas Rotondo Omokete will lead it off for the third when we come back. About set to go for the third inning for Springfield. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. 9-1-2. Jeremy Rivas, the starter here for the third, against Jack Weisenberger. Here's the first pitch right there and in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Well, I tell you one thing, Springfield trying to get in and get something going. That one is deeply weak hit contact, and that is fouled off. Nankill looking over it. No balls and 2 strikes. Here is the pitch, and that's going to be lofted high in the air up to left field. Caden Trinkle moves under it, makes a play for the fine out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, Chris Rotondo.
Well, the center fielder, Chris Rotondo, will turn over the lineup card for Springfield. Wind up and the pitch. That one is outside slider. The count now is 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ooh, ugly. 1-1. Fouled off, and they'll see a 1-2 count. Ooh, wait, better be careful because he could strike you out without looking. Here's a 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be blistered down the left field. And that looks like it's going to be 2, and yep, it will be a 1-out double for Chris Rotondo.
Now batting, left fielder, Darlene Moquete.
Darlene Moquete coming in. I'll tell you one thing, hopefully Midland will get in and win this one and win the crown tonight. Here's the pitch, and that's an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Tie ball game, runner in scoring position there at second. Final baseball broadcast in all of Texas League Baseball. These two teams be the finalists if Midland goes down or if Springfield goes down tonight. One team will evidently be victorious here in the end of this one. 1-1. And that's going to be line drive base hit. And that will be up to third now.
Now batting, right fielder, Chase.
Now it's first and third with 1 away. Darlene Moquete getting that line drive to center field. To tell you one thing, Springfield has had a pretty good first and second half of this regular season. I have to tell you one thing, I mean, the season is done. Playoffs are en route right now. 1 ball and no strikes. Chase Davis up now for Springfield. 0 for 1, a ground out. Hopefully trying to get into a double play possibility. Here's the 1-0 count. And that is fouled off. Count now 1-1. There's a 1-1 delivery. And that is yanked foul. Will hit the tarp right there in left field. And the count now at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First and third, 1 away. Springfield and Midland tied at 1-1. Here's pitch. Fouled away again. Still hanging on in that count now. Here is the pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. Got him. And that's a strikeout for that batter.
Baseman, Trey Page.
And that'll bring up the first baseman, Trey Page, as he'll come in. Well, time is being called as here comes the manager. And so far, we'll see a pitching change. That will do for Jack Weisenberger as he is already to the first 3 innings, and they relieve him out early.
Now pitching.
because of his
Rockhounds,
tiredness.
number 69.
Jack Perkins getting the call, four-seam circle, slurve, cutter, sinker. And so far, what is his base of attack on getting strikeouts? Well, I gotta say, the circle change for him is really easy. But when you think about it, he goes up against these batters and knows that he's got a job to strike out each and every one. Perkins now pitching for Midland, and he'll greet up the batter for Springfield, Trey Cage, who was 1-for-1 solo home run in the second inning. No balls, one strike, two outs, first and third here in the third inning. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there, line drive, base hit, and that'll get a run in to score for Springfield. And now the Cardinals will break the tie. It's now Springfield 2-1. That'll bring up Jaden Jobert. Oops, I do apologize, Braden Jobert coming in. I heard a dog barking, and that's kind of what got me a little bit confused, because I heard that dog barking. Sounds like a German Shepherd to me. No balls, one strike, two out, 2-1 here in the third. That one fouled in the way. The count now 0-2. No balls, two strikes to pitch. That one fouled in the way. The count is still holding 0-2. Nighttime coming aboard here in Midland. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that is a circle change, fouled back, and still hanging 0-2. No balls, two strikes. Here's the windup and the pitch. That one's going to be lofted high in the air up to left field. Caden Trinkle getting it. Makes the play, and that ends the inning. Trey Cage will get a run across the score on a should I say a single as he comes in, and it's a Springfield lead 2-1. So bottom of the third we go. Willie MacGyver, Angeles, and Halter will lead it off. So it'd be 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left for Springfield. And it's bottom of 3 when we come back. It's 2-1 Cardinals. Well, this is our last Taco Villa broadcast, and so far, come out to the ball game and join us here in this one. About set to go for the bottom of the third. Willie McIver coming in, Angelus and Halter. And so far, here is John Baker. Take it away, good old friend John. Thank you, Bob. Willie McIver coming in as he'll lead us off here in the bottom of the third. Ground ball straight away first, and that is a quick out, number one.
Batter number 9, shortstop Rubio.
Well, that'll bring up the shortstop as Arabelle Angelus, who's 0 for 1 of flyouts. Well, don't forget to download Atlas Earth. Make sure you do, and start land investing.
Ball! That pitch is out.
It's pretty good. Well, I gotta say, you've got how many parcels? A lot. So pretty good right there. 1 ball, no strikes. So you can find that, download it from the App Store or Google Play, and you are good to go.
Now batting, the second baseman.
2 away as Arabelle Angelus will get out. And that'll bring up Colby Halter. 1 for 1, single last time up. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that's right there. Glove to the first baseman as he'll have to reach up to make the play, and that robs a base hit from coming in. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Midland. 4th inning coming up. Yeager, Bernal, and Mendoza will lead for that 4th inning. Springfield up 2-1. About set to go for the 4th inning here for Springfield. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. R.J. Yeager will come in, who's 0 for 1 here tonight. Top of 4. And the first pitch is in for a strike. The count now 0-1 to the Roses Cafe hitter, R.J. Yeager. $7.99 Taco Plate Tuesdays. Good deal. Here's the 0-1. Right there and in for a circle change. The count now is 0-2. Don't forget our proud sponsors, Taco Villa, Roses, and Texas Burger. Located throughout all of West Texas and the Panhandle as well. No balls, 2 strikes to pitch. That one is right up to left field. Bolt getting there. And that will be a base hit. Could have been a potential double.
Now batting.
But instead it was not. Leonardo Bernal coming in as we're set to go. Jack Perkins coming in for Jack Weisenberger. He's the first reliever in this game to go and get things going for Midland here this evening. Leonardo Bernal is in for 1-for-1 double. He's an 0-1 count. Runner at first, nobody out. That's a foul ball, and the count now 0-2. Well, anyway, if one Rockhound starter does not do good according to plan, then a reliever come in. If that reliever doesn't do good, then he'll be replaced with another type of reliever. Fouled off ball right there. The count now still holding on. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Wind up and the pitch. High and outside is 1-2. Throw down to first. Make sure he's staying right where he is. Here's the pitch. That's a high pop-up. And that will bounce the dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Here's the windup and the pitch. And that is still foul. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss, and the pitcher wins the battle, and he got struck out looking. Second baseman Ramon Mendoza coming in. Here's the pitch, and that is fouled off. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. And that's inside for a strike. The count now 0-2. So yeah, pretty good night tonight. Midland trying to clinch the crown. But evidently still a little ways from now till we absolutely find a winner. And here's the pitch. And that one is pelted. That is deep. That is gone. A home run. Ramon Mendoza gets a 2-run shot. And it's now a Springfield 4-1 lead. And still this game is yet to be determined on who's winning it. Well, let's hope that Midland could get the fans going and see if they could come back in this one. Still a lot of innings to eat up here. We're only into the 4th inning, still the beginning of this ball game and stuff. I got to say, Bob, absolutely right. Here is Jeremy Rivas, 0-for-1 to fly out, takes a strike at the count now, 0-1. Well, hoping to get something going. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Ball 1.
That circle change is down and outside. The count now at 1-1. Well, the Rockhounds manager coming out of the bullpen, and so far that will do for Jack Perkins as he's on his way out to the mound. Well, so far, giving up that 2-run shot will cost him his place on the mound. And so far, he will head to the showers much earlier than anticipated. Colin Palouse will come in as he'll be the second reliever for Midland. The 4-seam fastball slider, changeup 2-seam fastball. We'll get going here for this half inning. Palouse trying to get in and seeing if he could get the groove on. Here's the 1-1. That is fouled off. The count now 1-2. Palouse pitching for Midland will greet up the 9-hole catcher, Jeremy Rivas. Rivas coming in. Here's the pitch, and that is fouled off. Count now 1-2, still hanging on. Great crowd on this Wednesday night. Our last ever broadcast of 2025. That is right there. Up to third baseman Swift. Throws and does not get him. And they're going to call that error on the first baseman, Kurtz. Chris Rotondo coming in now. And he'll take a strike inside. The count now 0-1. Well, don't you just hate it when something like that happens? I mean, let me tell you, it's not easy as they come by, but I'll tell you what. There's the 0-1. Right there now to play. The count now 0-2. Springfield has a pretty good chance of winning this one and clinching the crown. And here's the 0-2. That's going to be right there. That is a wild pitch. As so far stolen base for the 9-hole batter. Man, one error, one wild pitch. And so far, that is just rough to swallow. Chris Rotondo coming in, 1 for 2 of the evening. Here's the pitch, and that's high fly in the air. Nankiel getting after it, makes a play. No advance from second. And 2 away here in this half inning. Darlene Moquete coming in. As he's ready to go for Springfield. And here's the pitch. That's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Springfield 4, Midland 1 here in the top of the 4th inning here tonight. Game 3, make or break situation. Here's the pitch. High fly in the air. Up to center field is Nankiel. And he will get that ball up in center. Ramon Mendoza getting 2 on 3 hits. 1 error for Midland. And at least 1 left on. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. Springfield up in this one 4-1. about set to go for the bottom of the fourth right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, here's an 8-9 kill. 3-4-5. Due up against Curtis Taylor as he'll come in. A slider outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So far, oh boy, Bob, I got to say, I think everybody is just ready for an off season. I think Midland is just looking a way to get this one over and say, hey, Springfield, come and take this one, will you?
Now batting, the first baseman.
Well, still a long way to go, and we'd definitely like it if Midland was to win here tonight. If not, hey, better luck next year. Be pretty nice they go up against our San Antonio Missions. That'd be pretty cool. 1 ball, no strikes to the first baseman, Nick Kurtz. Be the final night these stadium lights are on, and fans pile up one last time in 2025 in these chairs. You know, I gotta say, I was just kidding about earlier, and so far, it's a battle to the end, and hopefully that Midland and Springfield
The left fielder
can actually get something going. Well, don't you think the Cardinals are already going? They got a 3-run lead against Midland, and so far they are doing pretty good. Yeah, they sure are. Caden Trinkle coming in, he's 0 for 1. This pitch, that one's lofted high in the air, up to center field. Moving under it is the center fielder, and that is the inning. And so far, that will pretty much do it. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Midland. 5th inning coming up. Davis, Page, and Jobert will lead it off when we come back. It's top of the 5th. It's 4-1 Springfield. Well, we head to the fifth inning for Springfield. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Chase Davis will lead it off fifth inning against the second reliever, Colin Palouse. And here's the pitch. That one is high in the air, up to center field. Bolt will get after it, makes the play, and there's one down.
The third baseman, number 8, Trey.
Well, the first baseman is Trey Page. He's 2 for 2, home run single, 2 RBIs, and a run. But a pretty good night here for Midland and for Springfield, too. Here's the pitch, and that's right there and in for a strike. The count now, 0-1. Gotta say, our San Antonio Mission shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries will be moved to Midland, and he'll be in a Rockhounds uniform. So they'll trade him. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, evidently, Leo Dallas DeVries spent most of the first half and second half here for San Antonio. That was pretty good. Yeah, for sure, Bob. He was a pretty good guy in the first half of the season when we came up against Wichita. Boy, that 4-4 tie and a 3-run shot won that ball game there in San Antonio. It was good. Boy, they were just happy on that Sunday afternoon. Never forget about that. Braden Jobber is 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on here in the fifth.
Nope, that's off the
And that is outside for the count now, 2-1. Fifth inning here in this broadcast, and gotta say, pretty good on that. Here's the pitch. That one is counted. That is deep. And that is gone. Man, and I tell you one thing, that Springfield is not letting up tonight on these home runs. Boy, and I tell you one thing, that Springfield has been very good in this ball game. Yeah, I know it. Well, Cardinals lead 6-1 here in this ball game. And so far, pretty good here in the top of the fifth. Here is R.J. Yeager. Yeager coming in, ready to go. Puts that one in for a strike. The count now, 0-1. Well, I would say that it will be Ben Bowden who will be coming up in relief. And so far, that will be a decision right there by the Rockhounds manager. I'll tell you one thing, 2 runs is not good enough for an ordinary starter. They give up that base hit, and boy, it turns into a home run before your very eyes. Ben Bowden coming in, 4-seam splitter slider, 2-seam fastball, comes in relief for Midland, as he'll greet up R.J. Yeager, who is 1 for 2. Slider is in for a strike, as Bowden will start his pitching. Fifth inning on the mound for Midland as he comes in. There's the 0-2 right there now to play, and still hanging on. So evidently no balls and 2 strikes to him. Here's the pitch. And that is popped out of play, foul. No balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. And that is still getting hit out of play. Fifth inning here in the 6-1 ball game. Springfield up by 5. That is fouled off, and the count now at 0-2. So I will say the offseason comes after this one here tonight. Boy, tell you what, right there up to third, and they'll catch it over his head. And that is out number 2, as R.J. Yeager is down and out for Springfield. Leonardo Bernal coming in. Last out here in the 5th inning for Springfield here in this one. That one is popped up to center field. Bolt will move under it, and so far that will conclude the half inning. Braden Jobber will get the 2-run shot, and they'll stretch the lead even further. And Springfield continues to get going. It's 6-1. So about set to go as Nick Schwartz, Bolt, and Swift will be in the bottom of the 5th inning right here on this broadcast. 6-1 Springfield, bottom of 5 coming up next. Well, we get set for the bottom half of the 5th inning right now for the Rockhounds in the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob, and got to say a pretty good one here tonight as we're underway halfway through Game 3 of this best of 3. Springfield leading by 5, 6-1 to score. That's a high pop-up straightaway short. Is there an infield fly? Nope. They'll just say how it is. It will not be an infield fly. Henry Bolt coming in as 1-for-1 single. 1 out, nobody on for Midland. Gotta say, kind of awesome that we're halfway through, and gotta say this be the last game of the year for all the Texas League ball clubs, and so far our 8 teams are eliminated. Team number 9 is out after tonight. Depending on which team that would be, well, if Springfield can get 3 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, that will say that they won it. Right there, straight away up to short and in time, and that is out number 2. Drew Swift coming in now. But we got to say for our San Antonio Missions shortstop, Leo Dallas DeVries getting that call up to a Double-A town like Midland. Well, we're definitely going to miss him next season there in San Antonio. Leo Dallas DeVries has been an exceptional man, and so far his move to Midland will make him improve better in his Double-A career. Even though in a Rockhounds uniform and also part of the Oakland Athletics, that will also be good. Right there, line drive base hit, center field, and they will evidently lose the ball between the left fielder and center fielder. Nobody could get to it. Now bring in Willie MacGyver, the catcher.
That's outside.
2 men down. 1 on. 1-0 the count now to MacGyver. He's 0 for 1 ground out. So far, Midland trying to avoid the dreaded shutdown. And that is right there. They'll force him out at second base, and that will conclude the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left for Midland. And we head to the 6th inning. Mendoza, Rivas, and Rotondo will get things going here in the top half of inning number 6. So set to go here in this one when we come back here for Texas League Baseball. 6th inning coming up for Springfield when we return to the broadcast. Set to go for the 6th inning right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Ramon Mendoza coming in as we lead off the top half of the 6th inning for Springfield. And the pitch, that one is right there. High fly in the air, center field. Bolt will get there. And that is a no-out hit.
Now batting, shortstop.
And I tell you one thing, it's
Rivas.
kind of rough around the edges to see Midland down by 5, the potential 7th run for Springfield at first base. Makes you wonder if Midland will have it for this ball team. And I guess when you have a long season, you are just tired. You're just waiting to get this game over. And as I said before, I kid around way too much, and I know I need to stop myself from doing that. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, nobody out. And that is line foul. And the count now 1-2. I know it's a long season for us all, but I would say during the championship series, it's always safe to say, find a winner before making assumptions. Well, strike 3 called, and that is out number 1.
The center fielder, Chris.
Center fielder is Chris Rotondo as he comes in. He's 1 for 3. And the pitch, swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Nighttime here in Midland, and got a great fandom here tonight. And one last time, we'll give you a final tally count of all people here in this ballpark. No balls, 2 strikes. And a pitch. Cold third strike, got him. And how do you like that?
Left fielder, Darlene.
Well, that'll bring up Darlene Mulkete. 1 for 3 single. Ace, potential run up on base, and that's going to be right there. Line drive, that's a base hit. Getting all the way around. And that looks like it's going to score in another run, and here he comes. And Springfield will score in an RBI double, making it a 7-1 ball game. And oh my goodness, I think Midland might just be surrendering tonight. They're trying to put up quite a fight, but ends up not having it. Like getting on a wild Mustang. Oh yeah, get on one of those. Yeah, I gotta say, John, I mean, you get on a wild horse, you better hold on for dear life, because they'll try to buck you off like nothing else. Yeah, for sure. 2 man down, runner at second. 7-1 Springfield. And that is high pop-up right there. Bowden will have it. And that's the inning. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left for Springfield. 6.5 with the Cardinals up front, 7-1.
Now,
Well, get ready for a reliever to lead off the bottom half of the 6th inning coming up. Well, we go to the bottom half of the sixth inning right now. The Rockhounds Baseball Network. Austin Love will get the relieving call for Springfield. He'll get the seventh inning on the mound, or should I say the bottom half of the sixth inning, but evidently most of this game left will probably be his. Here is the shortstop, Bell Angeles. 0 for 2 of the ninth. That one is hit high in the air up to left field, and the left fielder will make the play for the out.
Now batting, the second baseman, Colby.
Colby Halter is 1 for 2 single. Here's the pitch. And that one is lofted high in the air up to left field again. Still no dice on that play, and there are 2 down. Nate Nankiel coming in, 1 for 2 single. Springfield up by a bunch, 6 runs ahead of Midland. And fouls that one off. The count now 0-1. Well, got to say, our final night of baseball, and what a proud season we have had. That's right there, and that is out number 3, and that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Midland. And we head to the 7th inning. Cage, Jobber, and Yeager will get us going in the next new inning. So 3 innings left here in this 2025 year. And Springfield leading it 7-1. Seventh inning for Springfield. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, Trey Page coming in, 4, 5, and 6, due up against Ben Bowden. Well, gotta say, don't think Midland has enough time to find a bunny rabbit in the magic trick hat. Shit. Yeah, where'd you come up with that one there, John? Well, I don't know. But to pull out a lucky number, I would say number 11.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, you would really have to crush that baseball out of here to get back in this one. Springfield 7-1 here in the top of the 7th inning here in Game 3. That one fouled in the way. The count now at 0-2. Tell you one thing, it's not always easy to say goodbye, but evidently with our last broadcast, well, called third strike. Ben Bowden will get Trey Page down in order. With a 3-pitch mix will get him out for strike 1. Braden Jobert coming in. Springfield down to their final 8 outs. Here's the pitch. That one fouled in the way. The count now 0-1. One man down, nobody on. 7-1 Springfield. And that one is going to be hit high in the air, out of play. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Wind up and the pitch. That is high fly in the air and out of play. And still hanging on at 0-2. I've got a crowd that is most happy in Springfield. And evidently Cardinal fans are celebrating, and most likely a Texas League title would be going. Looks to Springfield. That one fouled off. The count now 0-2. Still hanging on in this one. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. Well, still yet to determine the ball game here, but Midland down to their final 9 outs. They have the bottom halves of 7, 8, 9. And so far, that will do it. Here's the pitch right there and in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Well, gotta say, for April 2nd, that is the first weekend, I do believe. I think that's a Thursday. Or should I say that's a Friday? But we will get y'all going on that one. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on here in the 7th inning. Springfield down to their last strike here in this half. Here's the 0-2. That one fouled in the way. The count now at 0-2. Still hanging on. No balls at 2 strikes. Fouled away. And still hanging on. Going to delivery. And there goes a lucky fastball. Somebody getting that one. Do believe that is Friday, April 2nd. And called third strike. Got him. Well, time to take you out to the ballpark, and we get you set for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And it's the bottom of the 7th inning. Springfield leading 7-1. Warm-up stretch coming up, and get up a stretch. It is a 7-1 ball game. We're 3 innings down to go. Well, about set to go for the bottom half of the 7th inning for Midland right now in the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Nick Kurtz coming in, 4, 5, and 6 due up here in the bottom of 7. And that's going to be a liner. He'll jump throw. Right in time, they'll get him. And that's out number 1.
The left fielder, number 10, Kingdon.
Well, the left fielder, Caden Trinkle, coming in, who's 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Well, got to say, as a lot of Springfield Cardinal fans out there at Blue River Stadium watching this game on their big, huge scoreboard, I do believe they do have one.
Designated hitter.
Well, they could be watching here on YouTube Live, which is a pretty good place for minor league baseball, like our AA team here in Texas. Also got teams up to the North Division, Oklahoma, Kansas,
0-1's the count.
Missouri, and even Arkansas as well. That one is high fly in the air. And that is up to the right fielder, makes the play, and that will do. The inning is over. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Midland. 8th inning coming up. Springfield up ahead 7-1. Leonardo Bernal, Mendoza, and Rivas will get us going. Top of the 8th inning when we come back. Top half of the 8th inning set to go for Springfield right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, that'll bring up Leonardo Bernal as he'll come in. 8th inning set to go. Last 2 innings of 2025. Here's pitching. That's in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Well, it was a absolute honor to serve a lot of people in the Permian Basin and also West Texas and South Texas and wherever we are, and just cannot wait for next season to come in. No balls, 2 strikes to Bernal as he'll come in. Called third strike. Got him. Ring him up to dry on 3 pitches, and they got him easily.
Now batting, second baseman,
Ramon Mendoza, 2 for 3 here this evening. And that is right there in the count now, 0-1. Springfield 7, Midland 1, top of 8. 1 out, nobody on. Ramon Mendoza coming up to the plate now for the Cardinals. That is right there in the end, strike 2. By golly, Ben Bowden trying to get his second strikeout here in this half inning. That one is a high pop-up, straightaway left field. Caden Trinkle getting it. And that is out number 2.
Batting, shortstop, Jeremy Rivas.
Jeremy Rivas coming in is 0 for 3, strikeout and a flyout. Confidence level is high for Ben Bowden here tonight, and gotta say he can definitely keep that ball going. Midland down to their final 6 outs here tonight, and really I don't think there's any hope left as all these runs that they gave up, and now 6 runs trailing the Springfield Cardinals. They've probably done them in. They got stung by a bunch of hornets. Ouch. And called third strike. Got him. And so far, that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Springfield. Bottom half of the 8th inning coming up. The Cardinals lead 7-1. So we're back here for the bottom half of the 8th inning as we get ready for Henry, Bolt, Swift, and MacGyver to get going for the Rockhounds. Bottom half of the 8th inning set to go for Midland right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, Henry Bolt coming in. Last half of the 8th inning set to go here in West Texas in the Permian Basin.
Ball, that's out.
This broadcast is Brought to you in part by Taco Villa. 14,058 people coming into this game. And so far, yeah, it has been a pretty good night for Springfield. And Midland trying to fight fire with fire, but evidently getting burned a lot of times. That one is right there. And now for out number one.
Now batting, third baseman, Drew Swift.
Well, Drew Swift coming in. He's 1 for 2. Well, so far, only still a couple more outs to go for the Rockhounds. That is right there, and he'll bring it back in. Now making it 2 outs.
Now
Swift is down and out. And that'll bring up the catcher, Willie MacGyver. MacGyver comes in ready to go. And here's the pitch. That is fouled off. The count now 0-1. Well, so far, pretty nice as we come out here tonight and just enjoy the ball game. And Bob, you're enjoying it as well. Yep, gotta say I absolutely am. Well, that will do for this half inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Midland. Final inning of the season coming up next here in the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Chris Rotondo, Molkete, and Davis will lead it off for Springfield. We come back. Well, the final inning of 2025 begins right now, right for the Springfield Cardinals for the ninth inning coming up. Well, here is Chris Rotondo. Thank you, Bob. And gotta say, we are ready to go here for the final inning of this year. Chris Rotondo coming in. We'll take a strike inside. The count now 0-1. 1 for 4 here this evening. Big crowd tonight. 14,058. That number is climbing as we go through this evening. We got fans watching from Springfield and so far to the other cities as well, like San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Frisco, Northwest Arkansas, Tulsa, and Wichita, which that is pretty good. Here's the 0-2. That one's right there. Now to play foul. The count now 0-2. Here's the 0-2 delivery. High pop up straight away. Out in foul grounds, and that will be out of play. Still hanging on. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Got him. And Rotondo down on strikes.
Now batting, the left fielder, Darlene
Mulquete, 2 for 4, double, single, RBI. And there's 5 outs left. And that's high in the air. Up to Trinkle, makes the play. And they're 2 down. Well, 1 more out for Springfield, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Chase Davis. He's 0 for 4, strikeout, flyout, and a pop out. I'll tell you one thing, got Cardinal fans in the broadcast too. That's even better. High in the air, up to center field. Bolt will take it, and that is the inning. 3 outs left of 2025. Midland coming to bat with 6 runs trailing the Cardinals. Angeles Halter and Nankill will lead it off when we come back. So we'll be right back in this Texas League broadcast. Our score, Springfield 7, Midland 1. Last half of the ninth inning coming up for Midland right now in the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, Arabelle Angeles leading it off. 3 outs left of 2025. And gotta say, just one thing, if this is it, then I guess it is. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be high fly in the air, up to right field, and there's 1 down. Not that you highly expect what could go on, but evidently 2 outs remain here for Midland. Colby Halter coming in for the Rockhounds. There's the pitch. And that's going to be high flying in the air up to right field, and that is out number 2.
Now batting the right field.
Uh-oh, and now they're down to their final out. Nate Nankill. 1 for 3 single, and so far to all the fans this year and here in 2025, we thank y'all for coming in, enjoying your summer with us, and we'll see y'all on April 2nd, 2026. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out, nobody on. And that's going to be right there, line drive, base hit. Rockhounds trying to come back and hopefully don't think they can, but, 1 out to work with. That's not a very good quality right there.
Ball.
And that is right there in the count now. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs, 1 on here for Midland. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. That is back up the middle. And now 2 aboard.
Now batting left fielder Caden Trinkle.
Well, Caden Trinkle, the left fielder, coming on. 2 outs, 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be high in the air. And right there, that's the ball game. Springfield, now the 2025 champions. And yep, Midland is the next team eliminated. Curtis Taylor getting the win. The save would go to Austin Love. Jack Weisenberger takes the loss for Midland. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the season. What a great time we've had this year in 2025. And so far, we thank everybody for coming out and enjoying your summer with us. Well, fans in Springfield are rejoicing this win, and so far the Rockhounds will fall to a final score 7-1. Boy, Midland, second time in a row in 2 consecutive years, would have a chance of getting into the Texas League Championship Series, but now falling to Arkansas and Springfield. Cardinals winning this one by a bunch. Well, they are celebrating in Springfield. And so far, 2 are 2025 winners. Ladies and gentlemen, the Springfield Cardinals, champions of this year. Yeah, wow, they're bringing out the Texas League title now, and so far it is a pretty good one. And they are just celebrating, yeah, for sure. A lot of fans getting going, and I do have reports that they are having a fireworks show there at Blue River Stadium. That's where the Springfield Cardinals play in Missouri. And so far it was a pretty good one. Getting in and Yeah, so far it has been a pretty good one. Well, anyway, for our entire crew, and congratulations to everybody and to what has been a long year this season now comes to an end, and every Texas League team will now officially be in the off season. Well, gotta say, we got the holidays coming up. We got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And do believe it or not that when we come back in the new year, we will be ready for a brand new season of Texas League Baseball. Well, Bob, I guess we'll spend the night here in Midland, and then we'll head back to San Antonio first thing in the morning. So, how do you like that? Yeah, I gotta say, John, it has been a pretty good one, and so far it has been one heck of a year. Gotta say, absolutely right, Bob, and gotta say, for everybody that watched this ball game, we've had a pretty exciting year. Well, it's hard to say goodbye in this one, and so far to the Springfield Cardinals, congratulations to this Double-A team in the North Division. Well, the only two teams in the North Division that have not won a Texas League title is Tulsa and, well, who else? I do believe it was Tulsa and Wichita that did not win a Texas League title at all. But Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, and now Springfield winning this one. Trey Page is 3 for 4, a home run, 2 RBIs. Curtis Taylor will be the winner on the mound for Springfield. Austin Love will be the save for the Cardinals. Jack Weisenberger being the loss on the mound for Midland. And so far, it is what it is. Well, anyway, I guess this is it. And until next year, we say so long and God bless. And we'll see y'all on April 2nd, 2026. So, yes, we're back in San Antonio. The San Antonio Missions taking on the Tulsa Drillers on opening day 2026. And we get ready for a big campaign starting next year. 138 more on the way in total games. Well, let me just say that Arkansas and Tulsa will not travel to San Antonio this next season. And definitely do not go to Northwest Arkansas, which I wished we would. I mean, that would be pretty nice. But anyway, we're going to have a fun year next year in 2026 for all of us in Texas League Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 champions, your Springfield Cardinals. Well, for all of us here, have a good night and see you next year.